Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of The Unconventional Outdoorsman. By the title of the video, you're probably going to guess what this video is about. So for example, those of you recently, there's a lot of people in this country. I live in the United States. Over like 8 million people have become first-time gun owners in the last 3 months alone. So for example, buying a gun is an investment. You have to maintain it, you have to buy ammo for it, so on and so forth. For example, say you don't want to buy all the little stuff. You don't want to buy individual patches, individual gun cleaning oil, individual kits, but if you want to just get one thing that has everything. I just got to pick this up recently. This is the Hoppe number 9 Deluxe gun cleaning kit. It's universal. It's for pistols, rifles, shotguns. Fits all pistols, rifles, 22 caliber and larger in all shotguns. I will say they don't have a 16 gauge brush in here, so I'm kind of upset about that. I do own a 16 gauge, but stuff like that you're gonna have to look around for if you've got an odd caliber firearm. All right, so this tells you what it comes with here. We will open it up and look at it. I have not opened this yet, so as you can see that. So it's pretty nice. It's wood, very small, and it's got a lot of stuff in it. So you got the wood little thing here. We're gonna open it up and take a look inside. There's a lot of stuff in here. I did get this as a gift, so I don't know how much this costs, but Hoppe is a higher end thing, but it does last a long time. I know I'm a huge fan of their Hoppe number 9 bore cleaner. It's one of my favorite products of theirs. So I'll see if first thing it comes with is a gun and reel silicone cloth. For example, say you've got like my Ruger 1022 that I did a disassembly video on about a couple weeks ago. Please be sure to go check that out. But you would open this up and you would set all the parts out on it so you can keep them from getting dinged and scratched, and keep your nice wood counters or whatever material they are, from getting stained. So that's always very good to have. I have a few of these. Actually, they're one of my favorite things, especially if you're into fishing like I am. Taking apart a reel and disassembling it, doing an in-depth cleaning, that can really help you also. So let's do the patches. So these patches, I think there's a couple different sizes in here. So I was correct. So you've got some small, mediums, and larges. So the smalls are going to be like stuff like that, itty bitty, mediums, and then you've got your large ones. Tell you what, you get a lot in this little package. I'd say you get about 100 of each size of patch, which is going to last you a relatively long time, probably quite a few gun cleanings. I know I tend to clean my guns a lot, even if I don't shoot them. I'm kind of a freak about that. I want to make sure my guns are in the pristine condition. And I know people who literally shoot their gun 100 times a day and don't even clean it at all, and they run fine. But I personally like to clean my guns a lot. So that's the cleaning patches. Okay, Hoppe powder solvent. So this is like more of kind of like a bore cleaner. For example, any place there's residual carbon residue and gunpowder, this is going to help get that off. For example, one of my favorite ways to use this is either on a patch or with a little Q-tip. You can pick up a big old 500 pack of Q-tips for about like $4 or $5. I would always add that to the gun cleaning selection. Do that, dip it into this, clean out the chamber. Also, if you've got a Ramrod like this and you've got some parts you want to put in it, for example, like some of the velvet ones, you can just dip this in there and really get some of that gunk out of there. Bore snakes are another good thing. I've made a couple videos on those. So that's the next thing that's in here. With any mechanical item, whether it be a gun, a fishing reel, a piece of machinery, a lawnmower, so on and so forth, you need lubricating oil. Especially with semi-automatics. I own a couple of them now, 22 calibers. Hoppe number 9 lubricating gun oil. And this doesn't just work for firearms, it says all mechanisms. I bet this would work just as well in a fishing reel. And Hoppe number 9 is extremely high quality. I've used them for a while now, and my family's used them for quite a while. So I can personally attest to the quality of it. Are there better things to use? I'm sure there are, but are there worse? 110%. I would probably rather use this over Rem oil, but Rem oil does have pretty good uses, and it's relatively cheap. So the next thing, you get your Ramrod. It is in 3 parts. So I will put that together first. Now, for some longer guns, like for example, I don't know anybody who owns a 50 BMG, but if you have a 50 BMG, you're probably going to need a longer ramrod to clean the barrel of your gun. got to put these together in the correct order. So this would fit even down like a nice 28, 32-inch barrel probably, with relative ease. And you always want to get one with a good sturdy grip on it. I like this one does. I think it unscrews and it may not. I don't know. But either way, for example, you get like really gunked up barrel, for example, like my 1022, we put 500 rounds through it in one time, and it was so gunked up, and you really want to have a good, strong handle to be able to pull the ramrod back out and make sure nothing gets stuck in the chamber. Okay, so one of the last things in here is the rod and accessory for the ramrod that I just showed you. There's going to be a few different things in here. It looks like it's got some tape, so I have been carrying the knife I made a video about, and it's done pretty well. It's been in some adverse conditions with the rain we've been having, and no rust yet. Sharpening is holding pretty good, but I'll make another video about that. I know it's a long video, guys, but believe me, it'll be worth it. So you've got quite a few things in here. I'll just pour them out on here and take a look at some of them. So you've got your bore brushes. This is for a 12 gauge, I believe. Yeah, this is for a 12 gauge. This is 20 gauge. That is something I don't necessarily like, is that they don't put the caliber on these. I'm going to assume that this is going to be a 30 caliber right here. This is going to be a 40 caliber barrel brush. This is 22 long rifle. Now you've got a little extender piece with this for some of the bigger styles of holders. This fits in here like so. And then you put your patches in there and you oil them up and you swab the barrel and get the gunk out of there. But yeah, all that stuff comes in this little package. That's a pretty good deal. I mean, you could, if you only buy a couple guns, say you got a couple shotguns or maybe an old 22 your family's passed down, like a Marlin Model 60 like I have, this would do you more than okay for a long time. And you probably wouldn't have to buy anything else for probably a year or two, honestly, if you don't shoot a lot. Now me, I shoot almost every single week, so it might last me a little bit less time, but I mean, that's different from person to person. So I'm going to put all this stuff back in here, and we're going to put it back together. It does only weigh like 3 or 4 pounds. For example, say you're on the road a lot, and you like to shoot your shotguns, for example, say you're traveling. Put this in your truck or your car, under the seat or whatever. So I always like to carry some cleaning items for my firearms in my vehicle too. It's always good that way. If I'm out shooting and I gunk up the gun really bad or it starts to malfunction, for example with my Marlin Model 60, I can just take it apart and clean it on the spot. It's very convenient. I wouldn't say convenient, but it's just efficient that way. That way the gun's not out of commission while I'm out there. And it's a good time. So yes, that has been the Hoppe number 9 Deluxe Firearms Cleaning Kit video. Please do me a huge favor if you're still watching. Do me a huge favor and click that subscribe button. I'd love it if every single person who watches these videos should be subscribing. That way you know every time we make more amazing content. So thank you guys so much for watching and have a wonderful day.